So good morning, everyone. Today we'll start from Gonzalo's speech. I have great comfort from this fellow. Who is addressed as this fellow? The boatswain, right? You remember the last conversation between Gonzalo and the boatswain, right? Gonzalo was asking the boatswain to keep patience, right? To behave in a proper manner because he should understand who are the passengers on board a ship, right? He needs to remember this. He can never forget this. That all the people who are there on a ship, they are the royal people. They are not commoners. So he should behave with them in a proper manner, right? And what does the boatswain say? In reply to this, the boatswain told him, yes.
Ma'am, he says that no matter who is on the ship, no matter who is present on the ship, they can't just order the storm to stop it.
He said that he loves himself
no,
the
ma'am.
most.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Nobody is dearest than
Yes,
him himself.
Yes,
himself.
he says he loves himself the most, right? He loves his life the most. And then he offers Gonzalo to try to control the storm, right? To try to calm down all the commotion which was there, all the chaos which was there in the environment at that time, right? He asked him to calm down. If he's a great counselor, if he's a great advisor, and if he has the power to calm down, I will not touch her further. I am not going to handle anything. You come, you calm down, right? If you are smart enough, right? If you are just standing here and suggesting me to do what to do and what not to do, you come, you handle the situation. You think I am not capable enough? This is how we react when we are very irritated and there is someone poking us all the time, right? You think I am incapable? Come, you do yourself. Come, I am leaving everything. This is how we react now. So the boatswain was also reacting in a similar manner, right? So now what does Gonzalo say? See, the last speech was of the boatswain. He says, and make yourself ready in your cabin for the mischance of the hour. Mischance of the hour is the death, which is about to happen, right? So you should go back to your cabins and prepare yourself for the calamity which is about to take place. If it so happens, because there is a great probability that we are going to die. So if it happens, you should better go back to your cabins and pray to God. Cheerly, good hearts, out of our way, I say. So then he again motivates his sailors and he says, cheerly, good hearts, right? And then he asks them, Gonzalo, to move aside and to stay out of his way and let him do his job, right? So what does Gonzalo say? And then the boatswain leaves. Now this speech, Gonzalo is saying to himself. So what is it? What do you call it? When a character is talking to himself and not to anyone else?
A monologue.
Monologue. Mono means one. Right? Dialogue always involves two people because die means two. Monologue means one. What is the difference between monologue and soliloquy? Who can tell? See, in a monologue, the person is talking. Only one person is talking, then it will be a monologue. The other characters might be present or they may be absent. Right? But the person is uttering certain thing. Right? There are several poems also which are in the form of a monologue. Right? Where only one character is doing all the talking. One poem in your syllabus, Rover Beach, is in the form of a monologue. Dolphins, the poem which we are going to do next, that also will be in the form of a monologue. Only one character will do the talking. Then it will be what? A monologue. Right? There may be listeners. Right? He might be talking to someone else. Someone else might be present, but that person is not responding. Right? So then it will be a monologue. And what is the soliloquy? Soliloquy, in this, what happens? The character is actually thinking something. And he is simply expressing his feeling. See, on stage, how will a character tell the audience that this is what is going in his head? How will the character tell? He'll just stand there on the stage and start thinking, and the audience will come to know. No, this is not possible. In a play, this is not possible when the play is being performed. Right? So whatever is going in his mind, he will speak it aloud. He will have to utter those things so that the audience, they come to know what the character is thinking at the present moment. Right? So in a soliloquy, he is actually not talking to anyone. He is only thinking certain things. Right? So those words are actually not spoken to anyone else. Those are the character's thoughts and his feelings. Something which is going inside him. But he has to speak them out so that the audience also comes to know what the character is thinking at the present moment. Or at times it would become very difficult for the audience to understand the play. Is it clear? The difference. Yes or no? Is it clear or not? See, so this is not a monologue kind of a thing. This will be a soliloquy. Because here Gonzalo is not talking to anyone. Right? These are the things which he is feeling. I have great comfort from this fellow. Methinks he hath no drowning mark upon him. So Gonzalo says that I feel very comforted when I look at this fellow. Who is this fellow? The boatswain. Right? Because there is no one else present with Gonzalo. So these are only Gonzalo's thoughts. And he is speaking these thoughts, his thoughts aloud for the audience to understand what is going inside him. Right? So I have great comfort from this fellow. Methinks he hath no drowning mark upon him. What I think is that this person doesn't have a drowning mark upon him. Drowning mark upon him, that he is not destined to be drowned. Who is this fellow? The boatswain. He is talking about the boatswain. He says that I am very sure that this boatswain will not die by being drowned. Right? Drowning will not be the cause of his death. His complexion is perfect gallows. His complexion is perfect gallows means what I can make out from his appearance, what I can make out from the way he looks is that his complexion is perfect gallows. So I'm sure that he is going to die by being hanged. Right? He will be hanged to death. And why will he be hanged to death?
Ma'am, because he did not show respect to the royalty.
Yes, because he misbehaved with the royal people. So definitely once they reach the land, once they go, they are able to reach their kingdom, they will definitely hang him for this misbehavior. So that is why Gonzalo says that I am very sure that this person will not be drowned. Instead, he will be hanged. Stand fast, good fate, to his hanging mark. Make the rope of his destiny our cable. For our own doth little advantage. So Gonzalo says that may stand fast means be firm. May the fate be firm. Right? Be firm on the same position or stick to the same point. So that means stand fast. So Gonzalo says that good faith, good destiny, please be firm in what you have decided. because he is of the opinion that the destiny has decided that this person will die by being hanged. So Gonzalo is addressing destiny and he says that please, fate, stick to what you have decided. May this man be hanged instead of being drowned. Make the rope of his destiny our cable. And why does he want him to be hanged? Why does he want the boatswain to be hanged? Because if the boatswain will not die by being drowned, they will also be saved. Because if the ship sinks, then everyone will be drowned. Right? So that is why he says that his destiny is our cable. Our cable means this, his destiny will be the only reason for us to be saved. Because if he'll be saved, he will have to be saved if he is destined to be hanged. Right? He will not die by being drowned. And if he will not die by being drowned, then we also will be saved along with him. Is it clear? Stand fast, good fate, to his hanging. Make the rope of his destiny our cable. For our own doth little advantage. Why? Because our own fate is now against us. Our own fate is not helping us at all. Right? Our own destiny is not by our side. So now, good fate, please let the destiny of this man save us. If he be not born to be hanged, our case is miserable. And if this is not so, if this person, if the boatswain is not born to be hanged, then our situation is miserable. Then we are definitely in a miserable situation. Then we are definitely in an unfortunate situation. Clear? Excellent. And then Gonzalo also leaves. Re-enter boatswain. Down with the topmast. Yeah. Yeah means quick. Lower, lower. Bring her to try with the main course. Main course means the mainsail. Right? So he says that lower the topmast. Yeah. Yeah means quickly. Lower, lower. Bring it more lower. So see, the sailors are working and he is instructing the sailors. Right? About how to take control of the situation, how to save the ship. So bring her to try with the main course. The main course here means the mainsail. Right? Bring the topmast as close as possible to the mainsail. A plague upon a cry within, and then the boatswain hears a cry within. Within means from the cabins in the ship. People are screaming, howling, shouting, weeping, crying. This is going on. Because everyone is aware that they are about to be drowned. The ship is about to be wrecked. So that is why they have started crying and screaming. So the boatswain hears those cries. And what does he say? A plague upon this howling. They are louder than the weather or our office. A plague upon this howling means he curses. Right? A curse upon this crying and howling. They are louder than the weather. They are screaming. Their voice is louder than the weather. Means the sound which is being made by the weather. Thunder, lightning, all these sounds. And the waves roaring. So their sound, the sounds of these people screaming is louder than the weather or our office. And even louder than our office. Louder than our office means their sound is even louder than us. They are also shouting, giving instructions to one another. And listening to what the other person is saying, what the officers of the ship they are saying, what the captain of the ship is instructing them to do, talking to one another. So their sound is louder than the weather or our office, even louder than our voice. And this irritates the boatswain. Because what will happen? If there will be a lot of noise in the surrounding, then he will not be able to listen to what the sailors are trying to tell him or what the captain of the boatswain is trying to tell him. They will not be able to communicate properly. Right? So that is why he curses this howling and crying of the people. Yet again, what do you hear? What happens in the meantime? Sebastian, Antonio, and Gonzalo, they come again. Right? They left the scene earlier and then they come again to the boatswain. So he is even more annoyed. He says, yet again, what do you hear? You have come again. Now what do you want? Shall we give over and drown? Have you a mind to sink? So he says, what do you want? You tell me. You people tell me, what do you want? You want us to stop doing our work and all of us should be down. This is what you have in your mind. This is what you people plan to do, because you are coming again and again, interfering in our jobs, not letting us do our work properly. So then what do you want? Tell me. You have prepared yourself to be drowned. Sink means down here. Plague on your throat, you bowling, blasphemous, incharitable dog. So he curses. Sebastian curses the boatswain. He says, a plague on your throat means a curse, may plague fall on your tongue, right? May your tongue rot. May you have pox on your tongue. You bowling. Bowling means again shouting, howling, screaming, right? Blasphemous, incharitable dog. Blasphemous means impious. A person here, it means a person with a impious tongue, a person who doesn't, impure tongue, a person who doesn't know how to talk properly. What is the literal meaning of blasphemous? When something which is holy, pious, godly is insulted or humiliated, anything which is an insult, that is the literal meaning of blasphemy. But here it means impious tongue. Here it's a reference to the way the boatswain is talking. A plague on your throat, you bowling, blasphemous, incharitable. Incharitable means unkind, without any feelings, without any sensitivity. You incharitable, unkind dog. Look at the way you are talking to her. Boatswain, work you then. Now boatswain is annoyed. He says, fine. Come, do our work. Come. Antonio, hang, cur, hang. You insolent noisemaker. We are less afraid to be drowned than thou art. So Antonio also is annoyed and he says, you go and hang yourself, you cur. Cur is a dog, right? Normally the dog of lower and poor breed is a cur, right? Go and hang yourself, you dog, you insolent noisemaker. Insolent means someone who is very rude, impolite, right? That is insolent. You insolent noisemaker, you are not doing anything and only screaming. We are less afraid to be drowned than thou art. We are not as afraid to be drowned as you are, it seems. You are more scared of your death than us. You dog. Gonzalo, I'll warrant him from drowning, though the ship were no stronger than a nutshell. Now Gonzalo interrupts. Now we already know what is going on in Gonzalo's head. What has Gonzalo thought about the boatswain? So Gonzalo interrupts and says, no, I will guarantee that this person will not be drowned. Warrant here means I will guarantee that this person is not supposed to be drowned, though the ship were no stronger than a nutshell. Even if the ship was not more stronger than a nutshell. What is a nutshell? You know, the shell of a nut is not very strong. You press it hard and it breaks. Right? So he says, even if the ship was as weak as a nutshell, then also I will guarantee that this person is not supposed to be drowned, because he doesn't have a drowning mark on his face. He is supposed to be hanged only. Destiny has decided that this person will be hanged. He will not be drowned. Boatswain, lay her a hold, set her 2 courses, off to the sea again, lay her off. So see, boatswain has started ignoring these people completely, and he's talking to his sailor, and he says, lay her a hold. A hold means keep clear from the land, move away from the land, set her 2 courses. 2 courses here means the 2 sails, that is the top sail and the main sail. Off to sea again, right? Away from the land. We have to go back to the sea again. Lay her off. Lay her off means move away from the land, move off from the land, move away from the shore, right? They are making their best efforts to remain in the sea. Re-enter, mariners wet. What happens? Now all the mariners, see, because the waves, they were rising high, so water was coming into the ship also. And so the mariners were drenched or completely wet. So now they re-enter the scene and come to the boatswain. Mariners, all lost. Two prayers, all lost. So they say that now there is no hope left. The mariners, they have given up. The sailors, they have given up. Now they know that nothing can be done, right? So they say all lost. All lost means everything is over. All is lost. Now nothing can be done. Now the situation is beyond our control. To prayers, to prayers. Now the only thing which can save us is prayers. So this is how we say, na, when the things and the situation goes beyond our control, now only God can save us. So they also say that now only prayers and God can save us. All lost. We have given up all hope. Now there is no hope left. The ship is beyond our control. See, the mariners just told these things to the boatswain, and then they leave. They go after informing the boatswain that now we cannot do anything. The situation is not in our hands. Boatswain, what? Must our mouths be cold? So now the boatswain is shocked. He says, what are you saying? Are we supposed to die a cold death now? Are we supposed to die now by being drowned in the sea? Gonzalo, the king and prince at prayers. Let's assist them, for our case is as theirs. So Gonzalo, on hearing the mariners, he says that now let's go back to the king and the prince. Who is the prince here? Can you tell me the name of the prince?
Ma'am, son of
Ferdinand.
Ferdinand.
Ma'am,
Ferdinand is the prince.
Mr.
Yes.
Ferdinand.
Yes, the king and the prince at prayers. So king and the prince, they are praying. Let's assist them. It's better that we also go and join them, for our case is as theirs. For our situation is similar to theirs, right? They are also about to be drowned and we are also about to be drowned. So our situation is the same as theirs. So it's better that we also go and join them in prayers. Sebastian, I am out of patience. Now Sebastian says that now I am out of patience. I really cannot keep my cool now. Antonio, we are merely cheated of our lives by drunkards. This white-chapped rascal, would thou mightest lie drowning, the washing of 10 tides. So this is how he is cursing and abusing the boatswain. See, we are merely cheated of our lives, means we are being deprived of our lives. We are being robbed of our lives by these group of drunkards, these drunken sailors who are out of their senses. They have planned to kill us now. We'll all die by being drowned because of these drunken sailors, these drunkards. This white-chapped rascal. White-chapped means having a wide mouth. Why wide mouth? Because of the way the boatswain was talking, right? So this rascal has a wide mouth, right? So this wide mouth rascal, would thou mightest lie drowning, the washing of 10 tides. May you lie drowning, may you get drowned, and 10 tides might wash you. Wash your dead body. May your corpse, your dead body be washed 10 times by 10 tides, right? So this is how he curses the boatswain. Gonzalo, he'll be hanged yet. So Gonzalo is of the opinion that the boatswain can only die by being hanged. He says, no, I still say, I am still very sure that he will be hanged, right? He cannot die by being drowned. There is something which is telling me that he will die by being hanged. So every drop of water swear against him and gape at widest to glut him. So glut means to swallow, to engulf, right? So Gonzalo says that I am very sure that he'll die by being hanged, even if every drop of sea water is against it, goes against what I am saying. Even if every drop of sea water is ready to engulf him, is ready to swallow this man, the boatswain, still I am very sure that he will not die by being drowned, because he is destined to be hanged. A confused noise within. And then they hear a lot of noise coming from the cabins, from inside the ship. Mercy on us. See, people were shouting, screaming, and what they were saying, mercy on us. We split, we split. Farewell, my wife, my children. Farewell, brother. We split, we split. Means we'll be broken into pieces. We'll be dashed into pieces. Our ship will be wrecked. So they are wishing farewell, tata bye bye to their relatives, to their wives, children, and brother, sister, whatever, right? So this is what they are screaming, wishing farewell to each other, bidding adieu to their relatives and family members, because they know that they are on the verge of death now. Exit boatswain. So boatswain leaves the scene. Antonio. Let's all sink with the king. So now who all are left? Antonio, Sebastian, and Gonzalo are left. Right? Boatswain leaves the scene in a very dejected and hopeless state. He leaves the scene. Now Antonio, what does Antonio say? Let's all sink with the king. So it's no use standing here. Let's all go to the king's cabin and sink with the king. Right? Sebastian, let's take leave of him. So we need to go and wish farewell to the king also before all of us die. See Antonio and Sebastian. So Antonio and Sebastian also leave the scene. Now this last speech is again spoken by Gonzalo to himself because he doesn't have any listeners. Now would I give 1,000 furlongs of sea for an acre of barren land? So now Gonzalo says that I am ready to give 1,000 furlongs of sea. Furlong is a unit of measurement, right? Normally sea. So he says that I am ready to give 1,000 furlongs of sea in exchange for an acre of barren land. Barren means infertile. So even for an acre of 1 acre of barren infertile land, I am ready to give 1,000 furlongs of sea. Take as much sea as you want from me and just give me some land. 1 acre of land will suffice. Long heath, brown furs, anything. So these are like the wild plants which grow on infertile land, right? The barren land, there are wild plants which grow on their own, right? Those prickly shrubs and bushes. So with some yellow, purple colored flowers, you must have seen these small plants, right? So those are long heath, brown furs. Furs is again a wild plant. Anything. So he says, I am ready to compromise on any type of land which has a lot of wild prickly plants, that will also do for me at the present moment, because what will happen if he is able to get land, he will be saved, right? So he says that now my situation is that I am ready to exchange 1,000 furlongs of sea for 1 acre of land, and I don't care about the quality of the land. The land may be barren, the land may be full of these wild plants, heaths and furs. I don't care. The will's above be done. But the reality is that the will of God will prevail. Whatever God wishes will happen. Right? See, this shows Gonzalo's surrender to God, to the Almighty in the end. Right? He wishes that he could be on land, but then he also knows that ultimately whatever God has planned will happen. So he says, the will's above be done. Means the will of God will prevail. But I would fain die a dry death. But still, fain means gladly. But I would be more happy, I would be more glad if I die on land instead of being drowned in the sea. Right? So I would prefer to die on land instead of being drowned in the sea. With this, he also exits the scene, and we come to the end of Act 1, Scene 1. Any problems you have, you can ask.